Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostip and this is going to be part 21 of my early campaign where I'm playing as England. And as we are nearing the end of the early period in this game, we are really coming down to the wire here when it comes to achieving my crusade objectives, of course. As you well know by now, I have until the year 1204 to not only take these 3 provinces or 4 provinces, but also hold them by the time the year 1204 comes around. After that, anything goes. I don't need to hold on to these anymore. I will, of course, attempt to, but it's going to be a challenge just to, I think, maintain my hold. And there's going to be a little bit of luck involved, I think, as well, just because there is a German crusade on the way, and I think that if it reaches Tripoli, it's going to get kind of complicated as to what happens from there. My hope is that there's only 715 men. It's going to be losing men per turn as it makes its way to Tripoli, so it is 1, 2, 3 turns before it gets here. So that would be 1203. So even if I... See, it's my understanding that I don't count as losing the province as per the GA objectives until they lose the castle itself. That's how, in the past, when I did lose Antioch, and then I was given back a crusade marker once I lost the fort itself, or the fortification itself. I'm pretty sure that's how that worked. So I would think that that's how that works in this case too. So I might, 1203, and then the year 1204 would be like when they make their attack on the castle. If it worked out that way, it'd be very close. Yeah, I don't know exactly how that would work, but it might, you know, they might be out of time. However, my hope is that once they march on Rum, which is what I expect them to do, Rum is going to be within range, like they're going to be surrounded, right? Once they're in Rum, they're going to be surrounded by forces in Anatolia, Lesser Armenia, the garrison in Trebizond, you know, the Rum garrison if it retreats to the fortification, the forces in Edessa, and then Armenia, and then even all of these forces here in Syria. So Rum really just was way too many provinces, and I would expect the German crusade to fizzle out by then and just get completely demolished. I would expect it to, and that could also alleviate a lot of pressure on my home front because I'm at war with the Germans, and they have not been accepting a peace offer with me. And having them... Actually, I guess I don't have the German Emperor in vision, do I? I wonder... Do I have my... I think you were having... You were getting my sons married, weren't you? Or not my sons, but my brothers. And you are not married. Prince Edward just came of age. So yeah, let's ask the Danish princess for her hand in marriage. And then I would like to see if I could find the German Emperor to keep an eye on him and his influence. Because, as I was saying, once this crusade fails, if it fails, which I really think it will, that's going to play havoc on his influence and therefore play havoc on the loyalty of his generals. And I hope that causes some issues for them because I could really use some breathing room over here, because in this case I think I'm probably gonna have to bring some troops from my home territories, troops that I was counting on to defend my home front, and I'm gonna have to start sending them to the Holy Land just to help me hold and further take these provinces just for the next 4 turns, right? It's so close. It's so close. And I remember at I remember at the end of the last episode, I did take this fight against the Egyptian Sultan because I did like my chances. I thought that, you know, him being a 2-star general, this was a good opportunity for me to do some damage against them. And then I got steamrolled. And that happened, of course, because his army, well, it was a strong composition. And my composition wasn't strong. I only had 3 spear units. And they had a lot of Armenian heavy cav and a lot of Saracen infantry. And those 2 units have just been the bane of my existence. That in addition to the really Giga Chad generals that the Egyptians have been fielding, but those 2 units really did the Sultan. Like they won that battle for the Sultan. I just got steamrolled. Actually, looking at these aren't like the forces that are still left here in Syria. Let's just take a tally of how many Armenian heavy cav are left. So 0 in this stack. There's a 24-man unit left in this stack. And there's 0 in this stack. Did I kill most of them? No shit. Okay, you know what? Okay. Okay, let's look at this again then. What about Saracen infantry? 1 full unit here. 42 men left with a armor upgrade here. And then a full unit here. Huh, okay, that's not that bad. That's not that bad because I have to send troops to Tripoli to defend it. It's pretty much wide open. And the fact that there's only 1 beat up unit of Armenian heavy cav and then 2.5 units of Saracen infantry. I'm not trying to discount these other units. There are some quality units here. Muwahid foot soldiers are quality. Nubian spears are fine. Desert archers, even Saharan cav and Bedouin camel warriors, they have their uses. So I don't want to discount these units and say that just because there's not that many Armenian heavy cav and Saracens, that means this is a winnable battle. But it's certainly more winnable, So I'm happy to say, I guess I did do a lot of damage to their best units in that last battle. Despite the fact that I got steamrolled, it looks like I somewhat accomplished my mission by... yeah, that hurts this army. It does, and I almost killed that Sultan too. That was my last Hail Mary. I could have maybe, swung that battle in my favor if they all had a morale break, but instead it was my general that died instead. Yeah, so I did ransom back some of the men from that battle that were captured, and they're here in Palestine. So I have 212 men here, and then I have another stack. That's 318 men. So they can't be moved in this turn. They're considered to be in the process of, being, ransomed back, I suppose. So they're here in Palestine. So for all intents and purposes, they're defending Palestine now. And I'm thinking about just moving, because here's the thing with Tripoli is that I'm 2 turns into building a port here in Tripoli, and I would like to see that port finished, because then I could be making an income from all of these trade goods in Tripoli, cotton and sugar. So I would really like that. I would really like to see that port be finished. And I'm 1 turn away from having a port finished here in Antioch as well. That can be some really good money, folks. And Palestine doesn't have trade goods. Sure, income from farms is fine. 888 is nothing to be sniffed at. There's a big farm upgrade as well, the 80%. So it's no joke, but that trade income is going to be very, very good. So I would risk, having to maybe retreat back to the stronghold here in Palestine if it means holding on to Tripoli and letting that port be finished. So these armies here in Palestine, I do have a 2-star general, a full strength unit of Templars, order foot soldiers, good spears, feared men, some mobility. I got the Faris and the Druzina Cav, some archers as well, and a lot of melee troops. I got the feudal men-at-arms, some Vikings, Highland clansmen, a lot of feudal men-at-arms, a good group of mounted sergeants as well. Some, they're decently strong as well, and some feudal sergeants as well. There's a lot of spears. It really is. Now, well, spears and swords, right? Which is kind of what I want for this, to fight this army. I could go with another archer unit, and well, actually, hey, right there, yeah, there's an archer unit, and I could train another one in Tripoli. Yeah, that could be enough, honestly, to hold Tripoli against this army. Now, if I reinforce Tripoli, does that mean that they are going to go all in on taking Palestine? Yeah, maybe, and I should send soldiers to Palestine from my European provinces. And then that leaves the question of Antioch, right? So these forces, I can move on to Edessa now, and I'm going to. I have to decide what's going to stay and what's going to go, because I want to hold on to Antioch, right? Like I said, I got 1 turn left before the port's finished, and I need to hold on to it. I can't just leave it. I was thinking about that. I was thinking, hey, just leave it with the peasant unit and make sure I get my objective in Edessa. Yeah, but this is my port, I need Antioch. I really need Antioch. So this is getting dicey. It really is. It's tricky to juggle this. It's gonna be really tricky for the next 4 turns juggling these priorities, really, right? And I keep thinking that the Egyptians are going to be running out of steam, but man, they just keep chugging along. So it's going to be a tense 4 turns. And I'm going to have to make some really crucial, some really tight decisions here when it comes to like where exactly I'm going to be placing my forces, you know? So I have troops back home that it's tough. It's tough. I was looking at this. This is kind of funny. So the crusade objectives, this ends in the year 1204, correct? My homeland's objectives, this gets counted in 1205. So even if I do like have a province get invaded and I have to retreat back to a stronghold in Aquitaine or Anjou or Ile-de-France or Flanders, I do have like an extra turn there where as long as my sea lanes are open, I could transfer troops back from the Holy Land back to my European provinces to try to retake whatever's been taken. So hopefully that would be, in that situation, it would be either Aquitaine or Flanders because they are both sea-based provinces. Anjou and Ile-de-France are both landlocked, so it would take an extra turn to get there, right? So that's a little funny little thing there to keep in mind. But I do think that it's tough. It's really tough. I do think about just taking what I can from it. You know, like this is my extra stack, right? So take this. You know, I got a hotbar here. Take that. I want at least 3, 3, and 3 of each of my units, right? So my 6-star general, 3 hoplars, 3 archers, and then take 1. 3 militia sergeants, that's fine. 1 fearman, that's fine. And then I have 4 royal knights. Let's just take the one that's 19 men. And right there, you know, that's something, right? So I can bring that to either Palestine or Tripoli or Antioch. Yeah, I have to figure that out. I have to figure out where these reinforcements are going to go. But that's that, right? And then I have my son, or not, yeah, Prince Edward. This is my brother who has just come of age, one of my younger brothers. And look, it's not that important if he lives or dies. I have 2 older brothers, Prince Stephen. Let's just remind myself of who they are. Yep, loyalty's fine. He's 21. And then let's go back. Prince Henry, he's already here. Yeah, he's already in the fight. And I'm glad that I'm reminding myself of this. They're both married, so that's good. So Henry, again, 2 stars. He's looking loyal enough, right? And then same with Prince Edward. Just came of age. He's loyal enough. 2 stars. He's in a unit of Royal Knights. That's useful. I can send him. And then Prince Richard, I think, is my son. And he's going to be of age in 6 turns. And then there's Prince John on the way as well. So 6 turns, he's going to be 43. So he's going to be alive. I don't have to worry about that. So that means that Prince Edward is expendable. He can be sent into combat. So that's another unit of Royal Knights. This too, that's another unit of Royal Knights. So these 2 guys can be sent somewhere as well. And then I have units in Normandy. So let's see here. Archers, militia sergeants, and militia sergeants. That's 3 more units I can send somewhere. And Flanders, how are we looking here? I think I probably want to keep Prince Stephen here just because he's a general. And Flanders is important. I don't want to, discount that. It would be nice to send some freaking longbowmen. I haven't used these guys the entire campaign. They just got like poached from the goddamn German Crusades, and that's why they're not full strength anymore. Yeah, it's tempting. But then again, like the Flanders army is not really full strength either. But I can look at it. I can see if I want to send the units from Flanders. The forces that are bordering Flanders aren't too strong. There are 3 German provinces. Champagne, nothing too strong. There's 11-man Royal Knight, 1 star. Great Warrior. So nothing. Okay, so he's not a fantastic general, honestly. King of Bohemia, eh? Okay. Lorraine, again, 1-star general, feudal sergeants, spears, militia, urban militia. Nothing too crazy, right? And then another 1-star general, spearmen, and feudal sergeants. It's not the scariest set of armies, right? So And they probably don't want to send these troops from these provinces anyway, they might need to keep their loyalty high. So they might need to garrison these troops there. There is a river crossing between Burgundy and Ile-de-France, so I can move troops from Ile-de-France, but they're not going to be available in the Holy Land in this turn. Same with Anjou. These are both landlocked provinces, as I said, so it's going to take an extra turn to cover down. Like, I can send troops from Anjou to Aquitaine for this turn to basically replace these guys as they get sent out. And then in the next turn, I can send, those guys to the Holy Land, right? But we can reassess, if we're getting pushed by the Italians or, the Aragonese or the Germans, we can reassess and see if we need those troops here or there. And then we still have troops in our English provinces as well. Mercia, Wessex, and Wales all have troops that can be sent out. Just a, unit here and there. Northumbria does not have a port, so we're going to have to send these units down to Mercia so they can be sent out in the next turn. But Scotland does have a port, so we can send those units out. So that is useful. Yes, very tense. We are making money now because of all the men we lost in that last battle. We are actually in the positive, so it's not it's not great. It's not great making 401 per turn, but hey, at least we're not losing money, right? That is a nice thing. So we can at least, because we are still making some money, I would say that we can probably still justify training, some troops here and there to get us through the next 4 turns, just to really just try to, guarantee that we can accomplish our goals here. Trying to decide which units stay and which units go here in Antioch, that is, on the assault of Edessa. It's an agonizing decision because, man, these forces in Syria can react to this, right? They can, of course, instead of deciding to attack either Palestine or Tripoli, they can, of course, decide to attack it, or, well, not attack, but to reinforce Edessa, right? The AI does move after the human player moves, so they get to react to what we do. And this is a smart thing for them to do, would be to react to this. Or of course, attacking Antioch as well when it's weakened. So it's an agonizing decision. It's really tough to decide. A part of me is tempted to say, hey, look, this port just needs one more turn, right? So let's hang out here. I got 4 turns. So let's hang out. Let's let this port get finished and then attack in the year 1201, and then assault the keep here in 1202. So by 1203, we will have the province and the objective. The one thing about that makes me a little bit nervous is any potential interference from the German crusade. It's just such a wild card, and I've already been surprised so many times by the mechanics of crusades in this game that I would like to kind of get this out of the way and wrapped up before that German crusade just gets here. It shouldn't stop me from taking Edessa, but like I don't know. I'm just kind of I just want to do one thing at a time here without having to worry about that crusade coming my way. So okay, what about this? I don't know. Let me just look at things. And what if I just move everything? Doing it this way just feels better because by using the brute force method, the AI will oftentimes just decide to not take that fight because it will, as I said, it makes a decision after you've moved. So it can look at this and go, nah, I don't want it. That's too many men, right? And let's not take that fight. So we could take Edessa without a fight. Sometimes they can, they will reinforce they will garrison their fortification. Then we have to take that. So that's fine. We do have mangonels. We do have, let me just double check this. I'm pretty sure we do have the tools. So 2 mangonels. We have a full catapult as well. And that should be enough to take it. It's a keep, no defensive upgrades. Yeah, it should be okay. It sucks that Antioch just has a fort. That's all we got there. Not much, but... So this is what this looks like when the Palestine-based forces move to Tripoli. So there's that. I can just train up another archer here. And then these are the ransomed troops hanging out here in Palestine. So what does it look like when my European forces reinforce Antioch? I want to see what this looks like. This is what this looks like with all of my forces from my European provinces that I can spare being brought to Antioch. It's not that much. I don't know. It's hard to say. 598 men, so basically 600 right there. 372, so like I say, let's not, 970-ish. And yeah, what is that? Another, 13 maybe? 1,300 total, maybe? Something like that. It's, gosh, if they get sandwiched from Syria and Lesser Armenia, that could be very tough. That would be a very tough hold, I think. Oh, yeah. And that's leaving Palestine with just the ransomed troops, basically. I'm just like leaving this, expecting this to be taken, I suppose. Sinai, it's not much. It's that gosh dang 5-star general that I've probably fought many times before. 1 man left in his unit. That sounds familiar. Sounds like a guy that I almost killed, right? Mostly camels and Sahara and Cav in his army. But, we've seen good generals just boost frickin' anything, frickin' peasants just, it's like, doesn't matter what the unit is. It's just that, the generals make them fight so goddamn hard that it can get challenging. So, yeah, not much here, but yeah. How's the men total? Yeah, you see the numbers and you're like, oh, less than 500. It's not that bad. I can beat that. And then you look at this and you're like, oh, I don't know. It's really scruffy, right? So Palestine would be a very tough hold. I would probably have to retreat back to the keep and then take it back, something. I got troops. So here's what this looks like. Again, this is looking bare bones, right? This is looking very bare bones. I sent my the troops that I could spare from Anjou to Aquitaine, so at least we have some cushion here. And then I sent my troops that I could spare from Ile-de-France to Flanders, so at least for this turn, Flanders and Aquitaine should be safe, I suppose, hopefully. There's a lot of Italian troops bordering Aquitaine, but they haven't attacked so far, so, we'll see. We'll see. Ay. A lot of archers here in these Italian armies. Yeah, a lot of archers. And I have, a bit of cav, so there is that. And yes, as I mentioned before, this is a river crossing between Burgundy and Ile-de-France, so that should help me out here. I'm continuing to train up soldiers as well in every single province that can, so there is that as well. So next turn, these forces, this force here and then this force here, will be available to also send to the Holy Land, whether that's to retake Palestine or to, retake Antioch or reinforce somewhere along the line as well. We will see. But I think that I think that going all in on taking Edessa just to get it, and get it out of the way, and then have this fortification so that I can hold this fortification. As I mentioned before, I think holding the fortifications are key for this these objectives, right? So that just gives me an extra turn that if I have to, I can retreat back to those fortifications and hold out for an extra turn to get those points for the objectives. So yeah, this is getting very tight, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. What is this Egyptian army going to do? Are they going to reinforce Edessa? Are they going to attack Antioch? Are they going to attack Palestine or Tripoli? Or are they going to go all in on Palestine? I would kind of prefer that, because I would probably retreat to the garrison even if just the Sinai army attacked me. So if they want to send their majority of their forces from Syria to Palestine, that could be pretty good. Although I do kind of want some Egyptian forces to remain here in Syria just to check the Germans, frankly, So I do kind of want to keep them there. So yeah, it's hard to say. I am so nervous to press enter in here. If you can't tell, I'm so nervous. All right. I think that I've done everything that I can I think everything's in place. Drop to save and insufficient funds. I was kind of worried. I was really worried about that. I didn't do the math. I just bought whatever I could, and yeah, hopefully I was able to get the units that I needed. Actually, no, shit, it goes left to right, I think, on the map. So I probably was able to train all the units in Europe, but I probably wasn't able to train any of the units here in the Holy Land, which is kind of where I need them, right? So, oh dear. Yeah, let's see. What's going to be the moves? Okay, all right. Let's see here. Okay, so they went into Palestine and they also tried to reinforce Rum, I thought. So the Egyptians are going to retreat from Rum. And the Egyptians are going to retreat from Edessa. Perfect. But they did leave a garrison in Edessa. Okay. So yeah, we have it under siege now. So now we can attack it and then take it. All right. And then here's Palestine. So this is, yeah, the Sultan with his two stars is going to attack. He brought almost 1,200 men with him. And this is the fight that I don't intend to take that. Yeah, I don't want to fight this. I'm just going to retreat to the stronghold. Yeah, he brought artillery, so I need to make sure. Well, actually, so what is in Palestine? I think it's keep. Yeah, oh, it says right here. Yeah, I have a keep, I have a curtain wall, and ballista towers. Okay, so that curtain wall helps. That's going to be a tough outer wall to get through. And they have two catapults and a ballista. I suppose that is going to be enough. However, I think that my ballista towers are going to be able to counterfire. And I wonder if they would be able to destroy any of these pieces here in a battle, right? So, I'm going to retreat to the castle anyway. Let's see, I have some artillery here as well. That'd be kind of cool if counterfire from catapults inside of the keep as well. So yeah, this kind of gets this force out of the way. I just want to see what they have here. Yeah, so they brought their forces from Palestine or Sinai as well. That's that 5-star general. Oh, okay. So most of these forces, so like just the first stack is from Syria and then the second stack is from Sinai, I think, just kind of based on what I'm seeing here. That's what this looks like. Interesting. Okay, well, let's just retreat to the stronghold. Palestine lost. The Spanish king has died. Okay. Port has been finished here in Antioch. Yes. All right. And yes, the Danes has accepted my marriage proposal. Awesome. Lowered a gray stroke. A little overweight here in Antioch, eh? -1 valor. All right. Well. All right. So this is going to hold out for 2 turns if I just kind of hang out. What troops did make it inside of the garrison? What do we have here? So the catapults there, that could be used. Yeah, nothing like too great, right? I got 1 archer unit. I got like a beat up unit of Vikings, some fanatics, Slav warriors, some urban militia, Highland clansmen, some Spanish javelin men, some Celtic warriors. So a lot of beat up units, right? It would be a tough hold, but the fact that these units are unbreakable inside of the fortification kind of makes it like, you know, they could do a bit of damage, right? But I do definitely need to be able to react to that now. I'm wondering, does it tell me how much I'm making now? Only 539 with the Antioch port. Am I being blockaded somewhere? Is that what's happening? I'm not being blockaded. Okay, it's interesting that I'm only making that much money, making over 2 grand with Antioch, so that money is being counted. Huh, that's interesting. I guess. Oh yeah, I'm losing. Right, I'm losing the income from Palestine. Right, got it. Yeah, right. That makes sense. Okay, so what's the play then? I could. Obviously, I got troops that I can send from my European provinces to retake Palestine. I can sally out with my troops here as well. I can send troops from Tripoli down to Palestine, so that's what I have available. And then what's cool about this is that I don't need to leave much in Tripoli to defend against forces from Syria. There isn't much here. That's the good news. And I'm really hoping... Ay. See, these German forces are just going to move down into Syria now. And 750 men. They don't lose any men. I wonder why. See, if they take Syria... I think what can happen here is if I attack Palestine with such overwhelming force, we can push the Egyptians out and into Syria. Maybe they will be there to defend against the Germans, but I don't know. I feel like they're just going to get to Syria in 1202, attack Tripoli in 1203. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I think if I just fight them, I would still hold the objectives and still get it for 1204, correct? I think so. We're already at war. And even if I get excommunicated, I still have the whole, I don't need my crusade. You already used them. Like, this is going to be, once this is taken here in Edessa, this crusade marker is not going to be needed anymore, right? So, yeah. So what a funky thing. What a funky campaign. This is what this now looks like. Now that I've sent my troops that were in Tripoli back down to Palestine, I'm hoping that this amount of forces, along with the garrison that is going to sally out here, I'm hoping this just causes the Egyptians to retreat. That would be very nice. Then I don't have to actually fight this battle. And that way I don't have to actually damage the Egyptian troops. Maybe they just retreat back to Syria. That would be ideal. And then these forces are the ones that were brought back from Europe as well. This is the last of what I have. And I can't really afford anything else. I can train... Got 499 florins. So I like to get these Turcopoles. These are going to be, I don't know if I read this off to you yet. After fighting Saracen cavalry, the Crusaders realized that knights were not suited to war in the east. To counter the nimble Saracens, the Westerners recruited local mercenaries. These Turcopoles are lightly armored and carry both bows and spears, making them a flexible unit type in combat. So yeah, this is a pretty decent horse archer unit that's available only for the Catholic factions that have land here in the Holy Land. So they're pretty cool. Cost 300 to recruit. And 40 support costs as well. So let's get these guys. So Turcopoles and Antioch, and then that's going to be 300. That leaves me with 199 to spend. And I can't get fiddle sergeants. It's going to be too expensive. So let's just get some archers here in Tripoli. And that's going to be all I'm spending. I'm going to be leaving. And then just so you know, this is what this looks like back here. Bare bones. This looks bare bones. It feels bare bones. It does. But My ship lanes are doubled up, so like, hopefully nothing blocks me up. There's this goddamn Italian boat. This really frustrates me. This is the boat that I attacked with 2 of my own. My boats have better stats. It's a galley. I have barks. I think I even had maybe an admiral advantage as well. If not advantage, as even. And he didn't just win the battle. He didn't just sink one boat. He sunk both of my damn boats. It's like, god damn, that sucks when you do things that should be in your favor and you lose. Not just lose, but like I lost everything. I lost two boats. That sucks. So now I'm not trading with both of these ports because of that. And now this boat can just on a whim can come down here to the Straits of Gibraltar and block all of my trade for, not all of my trade, but half of my trade for one turn until I can clear it off. If I can clear it off, I have 3 boats here. That should be enough. 2 stars. It should be enough to clear that off, but still, that would be one turn where I wouldn't be able to reinforce from Europe to the Holy Land. So that's stressful as well. And the Egyptians as well could just easily train or build a boat. Not here in Palestine. Usanai doesn't have any port either. So the only place they could do it would be Anatolia or Lesser Armenia. Okay. And do they have that building here? Nope, they don't. And, oh, no, they don't. Okay, so they can't. They don't have any shipwrights in either of these provinces. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, so it just must have been... Yeah, I wonder where they were producing boats from. Someplace I already took, I suppose. All right, I think... yeah. Is it time for one more turn? Here, I can bump these taxes up here in Tripoli and make some more money. Very high in Antioch. And we're going to make anything 874 with that. Or that actually does help. Oh, yeah. So I put my attack commands in for this siege battle. So that will get fought. And hopefully those Egyptian forces just retreat from Palestine without a fight. Hopefully. If we have to fight them, it's going to be, it's going to be tough. What's the deal? German crusade in Syria. The Egyptian Sultan moved back to Syria. Castle assault. So before we learn anything, we have to fight this. And I am going to fight this. I would rather reduce my casualties if I can. And yeah, I got the mangonels. I got the catapult. I may as well not use that catapult. I don't think it only has one crewman, and I don't think that's enough to use it. So let's just kind of bring it down here. And yeah, 2 mangonels and 1 catapult. That should be enough. And I just want to make sure that I get... What do they have? 1 full strength Saracen, a 1-man unit of Armenian heavy cav. Awesome. 2 archers, ample throwers, Nubian spears, and a full strength urban militia and a beat up urban militia. So let's take Edessa. It turns out that the keep here in Edessa has quite the high ground. Yeah, this is a pretty good position for a defensive structure because this is tricky for my artillery pieces, not gonna lie. Catapult had to get very close to this fortification here. It's probably gonna get picked off by the archers on top of the walls. You know, might be able to get through the gate before that happens, and it is in range of the inner gatehouse, so we will see. On this flank, it's a bit better. We were able to get a bit more even with it, but again, we're pretty close to the fortification here. But mangonels do work, so they should be able to get through, hopefully that is. And then this side's a little bit further down the slope, but again, this mangonel should be able to get through the wall, and actually, you can't get through the wall. Yes, you can. All right. Yeah, so let's let's get on with it. Yeah, you just start going here, and then you start going here, and then you start going here. And is anyone getting shot at right away? I don't see. No, I don't. I don't see anyone getting shot at. Okay, so that means we're good for now. Oh shit! I spoke too soon. Yeah. Okay. So this mangonel is taking fire from archers. Luckily, the stockade is down to 66%, so... Yeah, they've lost 1 man so far. Looks like the catapult crew has lost 1 man. The gate's at 35%. How are we doing over here? There's 10 men in this crew, so I don't think they've lost anyone yet. And the stockade is 48% damaged. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Alright. So, let's take you now, and let's have you start to attack that gatehouse. And then, let's send up these forces here, start advancing. 59%. So let's just have the central forces start advancing as well. And is that open? Yes, it is. So, let's get you guys moving up. And mangonel, again, let's just have you focus on the gatehouse. Because we have to guarantee that we can get in. Once we can guarantee that we can get in, we can start focusing on other things like arrow towers or secondary entry points in the inner wall as well. What's going to be defending this area here? Archers? Okay, so they're doing damage to us here. So we gotta get in there. We have to get in there and shut down these archers. Let's see here. Highland Clansmen, start running. You are a fast unit, so that's something that you can do well at. Order foot soldiers go there, and then archers get here. And then, yeah, how are we doing on the gate? 83% damaged, so... Guys, move up. And then on this side, yeah, move up. Naphtha throwers, I don't want to... Alright, yeah. Highland Clansmen, just run on in. Again, you are a fast unit. That's what you can do. Having archers just shoot at them is going to take too long, I would think. So Highland Clansmen are going to butcher those archers. We got urban militia, and there we go. So let's send order foot after those urban militia right there. And the gate is open. Perfect. So let's have the catapult redirect its fire onto the inner gate. 51% damage, so we're not quite there yet. And if we can get on these naphtha throwers, Let's try to get them down. Get them down. Don't let them throw at us. Shit, shit, shit. They're throwing their grenades. They're throwing other grenades. Oh no. Are we running away? No, we're not. Alright, the Highland Clansmen, get on these guys. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, let's get in here. And Highland Clansmen, get on the Armenian Heavy Cav. Just drag them down. And Order Foot, move up. And then... yeah, that's fine. You get there. How are we doing on that gatehouse? 73%? Okay. 73%. Archers get here. Alright, we need... see, this is the shitty part, is being stuck here and just getting shot at by all these arrow towers, and you can't get inside. So, yeah, 83%. Come on. Come on, get us in. Get us in. Yeah, probably should have stayed... maybe I should have stayed out. Oh, we're taking so much fire. Let's get out. Let's try to get out, actually, until that inner gate gets taken. Alright, now it's never... alright, now it's open. So, Saracen Infantry... oh, we need other entry points here. We can't just go head-to-head against Saracen Infantry. Can you not attack that wall? You can't? Okay, get the arrow tower then. Catapult. Here... arrow tower, and you get us an entry point there. Perfect. Alright, so I have the catapult and the mangonel team up on this arrow tower. And then, yeah, I guess we just have to start going in. Feudal men-at-arms and Highland Clansmen should be able to beat Saracens in a long grind. And then, let's see. Yeah, archers can hang out and shoot over the walls. I guess that's okay. Now we have the fight of fights here. Feudal men-at-arms attacking into the Saracen infantry. There's 41 men. Okay, no, there's 2. Nope, that's a full unit. Oh god. All right, that's gonna be tough. Yeah, we need this. Okay, 37%. Nice, nice. That's helpful. So that arrow tower should be going down. Maybe, I don't know. It looks like there's no damage done on it yet, which is a little bit scary. And yeah, let's get archers positioned here and order foot, I suppose. Yeah, get you guys moved over and have you prepared to enter in through the side here. Yeah, Highland Clansmen move up as well. Archers can now shoot inside and start shooting into the urban militia or the Nubian spears. And yeah, get back so you don't get hit by any wayward boulders. And how are we doing against the Saracens? Yeah, it looks like the Saracens are winning. I don't like you guys shooting into this blob. That's not what I want. I want you guys to shoot like over the wall and into soldiers that you're not going to friendly fire. That's what I would prefer. Oh, thank God. It's finally down. It's finally down. All right, rush in here. Rush in here. Oh man, that was brutal. All right. Order foot, run in here, and Highland Clansmen go after the spears because that's a good fight for you guys. You can butcher them, and order foot, I thought I told you to go there, please. And order foot, yep, go up. And I have my general come up as well. Maybe his command can help out here. And yeah, we have more order foot just running on in. And yeah, perfect, perfect, there we go. Alright, so now, let's see here. Is this arrow tower being hit? Looks like we might just cause another breach on that side. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. And yeah, now we got the fight of fights. So we got in on all sides here. Let's get order foot coming around the back here. And we got archers in the back actually. So have you order foot move up. And in fact, I do have cav that can be brought up as well. They can help chase down those archers. Alright, that's fine. My general's safe. I just need him to be safe. And yeah, charge in here, go on engage at will. And we are starting to push them back and we are starting to clean them up. We just have to get these archers back here. And you go, and you guys gonna figure it out? Come on, you guys got this. Come on, horsies. Go, 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 go. Alright, there's not much left here. Yeah, we're cleaning this up. We took some hits for sure. We took some hits here. But yeah, looks like once these archers are finished off, yeah, now we're into combat with them, so they should stop shooting at us. I think we're gonna be taking fire from the keep. Yeah, we're still getting shot at from that. but the melee at the gate has been stopped. Yes, it has. All right, 45 archers left, so everything, just go, go, go. Get these archers out of the way, and we can take Edessa. There's 9 archers left, and they're being cut down rather fast. Oh dear God, there we go. All right, so that actually was a little bit stressful. I'm not gonna lie. You know, we took some hits for sure, but hey, it's all for the crusade, right? It's all for the crusade. So, come on, finish it up. There we go, there we go. We lost 401 men, we killed 391. Mangonel got some valor, actually. Mangonel got 25 kills, no shit, wow, okay. And Highland Clansmen, 37 kills and 127 for that unit, holy smokes. Yeah, they did well. They lost 51 men though, 9 remaining. So they were probably fighting at the gate. Yeah, good on them. Good fight, Jesus. Holy smokes, okay, so that is Edessa. We pillaged 1,700 florins from them, so that's, yeah, I'd rather not, honestly, but looks like the Egyptians have retreated from Syria. And they did retreat from Palestine, good. Okay. So we just got it back without a fight. We had the garrison, so we're fine here. Yeah, nothing got destroyed, we're fine. And Crusade province has been taken here in Edessa. Okay. We have the largest army. Okay, interesting. And the Byzantine Empire has died from an illness, but its heir has taken over. Anthony Mowbray has died of old age. And port has been finished here in Tripoli as well. And we have a son on the way as well. Perfect. Okay, yeah, nice. Odo Sorel is most loyal, +3 loyalty, +1 dread. Okie dokie. And there we go. Got 1 whole point for that. Hell yeah, there we go. Oh God, all right, let's drop a save right now. So yeah, so the Egyptians are facing, so like this is good and bad, right? This is another civil war they're facing. The good news is it's a civil war for one of my enemies. The bad news is that they are going to be less able to focus on the Germans that are hanging out here. 686 men. So I think I can just deny them, right? I can just be like, no, you shall not pass. And like the church can't, doesn't matter, right? It's ours. We took it. Yeah. Even if we get excommunicated, would that mean we lose all of our crusade objectives? I don't know. It's tempting. I wonder, so it's so weird because like when a crusade passes through your land, you get the option, you get the option of like, will you let it through your land, right? But when it is like straight up attacking your territory, then what happens? Do you get that option of leaving your territory, or can I, as I was saying before, if I still hold it in the year 1204, like if I just leave, this is a castle, like they can't take a castle. So if I just left a garrison in that castle that they wouldn't be able to take, but I still hold the territory, does that still count as, me not allowing them in, Am I going to get that message that says, like, you want to let them in? I'll be like, no, you can have the province, but I'll have the castle, Is that how that works? I don't know. Another idea that I've just had is, based on my experience playing the Byzantines, when I owned all of the Holy Lands, and anytime a Catholic faction would launch a crusade on one of those provinces, they would just right then and there be declaring war against me. But what would happen every single time would be that they would make it to my borders of Serbia and Bulgaria. And just because I would have overwhelming numbers based in those provinces, they wouldn't even launch an attack. Like they just, they would just stand there on my borders and they would melt away slowly over time. So I'm wondering, so we are already at war, myself and the Germans. And I wonder if it wouldn't be so much of a question of like, will you allow the crusade to pass, as much it is just a question of, if I had overwhelming numbers in Tripoli and the Germans just hang out in Syria going, well, we can't take Tripoli. I wonder if that's how that would work. So if I were to just leave, maybe like one stack in Palestine and then bring the other 3 up to Tripoli, and then maybe even bring, I could bring like a stack from Antioch down to Tripoli as well. Why not? Because now this is rebel held in Lesser Armenia. Edessa's secure. I could even... Actually, yeah, Rum is also gone rebel as well. So the rebels aren't necessarily going to be aggressive towards me. I don't think, right? So I could even leave like 1 or 2 stacks in Edessa, bring the rest to Antioch, bring these 2 stacks from Antioch down to Tripoli, and just really overwhelm this province to give the Germans just no in, right? And they might just stand there and go, well, we shrug our shoulders and say we can't attack. That's an option. Now, this is what it would look like if I brought in those stacks from Palestine and Antioch to defend Tripoli. And that looks pretty hefty. Like, that looks convincingly strong enough for the Germans to possibly not even attempt to attack. Now, it also makes, leaves Palestine weak again so that the Egyptians could be, tempted to attack again, and I would have to just repeat what I just did over again, but I can just, move on down again. I have forces in Antioch that I can again just, move down to Palestine and just kind of cover down and just do that whole process over again. Again, we just got 2 more turns to get through, so that could be okay. And look at this economy making 3.5 grand. Oh man, that feels good. That's with Palestine, that's with the ports in Tripoli and Antioch and Edessa. Man, that feels good. Making money again. So what can I train here? Some Turcopoles, yes please. Antioch, Turcopoles, yes. Tripoli, what do I, Tripoli. Maybe just get some more. I feel like I have a lot of archers now. Let's get some spears. Feudal sergeants, sure. And Edessa, archers, I think. What do you have here? Archers, yeah, let's just get some archers. We have a faction discount in archers, so we may as well. And now do I want it? Is there anything like really crucial to start building right away? I think maybe. So I have a Mott and a Bailey here in Edessa. I'm tempted to start building a keep right away, but that is a long-term investment. It's probably a better short-term investment just to get it in, honestly. Or like a town watch or something. But maybe let's not think about building buildings, maybe. Just because, yeah, let's just focus on soldiers again, just for a couple more turns, just so that we can, like, just get, let's just get through this, right? And get our points, and then we can start investing in the Holy Land. And yeah, just get soldiers. Yep, that's the way. Ooh, and we could get a fresh new slew of recruits as well. Mamluk horse archers, wouldn't that be fun? Get Mamluks to fight against the Egyptians. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get more mercenaries. I know you guys have been like telling me for a long time now to just disband my mercenaries, but why stop? Why stop now? I'm already, I want to get those, I want those objectives. I want them. Okay, the moment of truth has arrived. Let's end this. And yes, insufficient funds. I was kind of expecting that, but that's how it goes when you just hire a bunch of mercenaries. And I did send those mercenaries to Palestine, just to maybe we can hold it instead of having to give it up to the Egyptians. Maybe. Although the Egyptians, I think, do have to, like, yeah, so they moved in. Okay, so what's the deal here? So the Germans have sent a messenger. He explains that the crusade is on a mission from God and politely requests that you hand over control of this province. Will he hand over the province peacefully? No. And they're just going to retreat. Yes, so the Prince of Novgorod has died from an illness. And so does anything happen? Are we excommunicated? What happened? We're still Catholic? Nothing happened? And the German crusade, they retreated, but they had nowhere to retreat to? So they just gone? So I checked before I ended the last turn that the Emperor's influence was 4, and now it's 2. The Crusade's gone. That's it. And nothing. I'm still, yeah, of course I'm still at war with them, but like, I'm not excommunicated or anything? No fucking way. Oh my god. That's it then. And I still count as having everything? Oh my god. That's it. I got it. Oh my god. Oh, hallelujah. Wow. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell's to the yeah. Oh, I forgot to give someone the governorship of Edessa. 3 loyalty. Yes. Let's go. Let's find someone who is worthy of this title. All you need is 4 acumen. You just have to know how to count. That's fine. Yep, there you go. 4 acumen. Let's give it to you. 792 florins per turn from this. Yes, I will take it. And that can be increased ever more. I just have to, you know, upgrade these trading posts, and I'll be making even more money from what do I have? Silk, spices, gems, and Edessa is one of those provinces that gets, I think they get more trade goods once the spice roads open up in the late game, I believe. It's like Syria and Armenia, and I thought Edessa also gets that as well, I think, maybe. I guess I'll find out. So just to make sure that we can defend against the Egyptians for this final turn of this objective, I suppose, I'm going to make sure that I can reinforce and defend Palestine, because this is the province that's currently bordering Sinai, Arabia, and Syria. Since Tripoli is, you know, only bordering Syria, and there's only the 1 stack here, I would only have to leave like 1 or 2 stacks to defend it, so that should be fine. Antioch and Edessa look fine. I can probably leave them. And it looks like Sultan Nazir I, it looks like he's going to be staying in power. I thought there was like 2 or 3 rebel stacks in Rum, and they seem to have been dealt with rather efficiently. So the rebels still hold Anatolia and Lesser Armenia for now, but that's not going to last too long. So it looks like he was able to stabilize his regime fine enough, I suppose. You know, so he did fly a bit too close to the sun. They were doing very well. They held all the way up to Constantinople. They held all the way up to Greece at one point, the Egyptians, that is. And now they've lost the Holy Land. They've lost Constantinople. They lost Nicaea. They've lost even Egypt itself. But, you know, if they can just kind of hold on and retain, they have a connected empire from Sinai up to, you know, Rum and Trebizond, that is, and even Georgia up here. In fact, I think they might even have Khazar as well. So if they want to stabilize, and if we can get a ceasefire, I'll take that, you know, because at this point, we don't have a lot of time to prepare, but the Mongols are going to be coming at some point. And if I can have a relatively decently strong buffer between myself and the Mongols, I'll take it, because I'm beat up and I need to invest stuff into my military infrastructure, in my economy, and I need to balance 2 fronts essentially as well. So yeah, there's a lot for me to do, but I need to, as I said, prepare. You know, I can't just rest on my laurels here. I have to prepare for the oncoming storm. And if the Egyptians want to sort of, you know, slow them down for me, that would be nice. So in fact, like, I don't know if they're going to take this, but yeah, I don't mind getting, let me double check. There's no like homelands that I need to get. No, nope. So let's see if I can get a ceasefire. He might not accept it, but, you know, may as well try. Now that German crusade has failed and they are no longer targeting a province owned by me, I wonder if they would be open to a ceasefire. Even a marriage alliance, I wouldn't mind. You know, just to kind of take another enemy off my list. That would be nice. You know, we don't need to be fighting. I would rather trade with them, you know, for sure. Definitely would rather trade with them. And I would rather, you know, have, frankly, an ally to kind of help corner the Italians. Because I tried to get a ceasefire with them multiple times using my princesses, and they would not accept. So, Yeah, if I can get the Germans on side, that'd be nice. All right, let's end this. And yeah, I know, not enough money. Not enough money. That should be the last turn that I train soldiers for quite some time, because I intend after this, from this point on, for quite some time, just to be investing in my buildings. That's something that's really fallen behind. And yeah, so they're going to be going for Palestine. I don't think that they're going to be able to get it done. And no shit, the Egyptians just gave up Trebizond to that? Wow. And yeah, they decided they cannot take Palestine because I just uber reinforced it. So that is that. I am the richest. That's fun. And no, the Germans did decline my marriage proposal. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's sad. All right, weak principles for Lord Bolingbroke. Vonzel Lerma, +1 acumen. Okay. All right, no attacks on the home front. Wonderful, love to see it. And yeah, the year is 1204, so those are still on the table. So I'm imagining that it's all going to come into play in the next turn, I suppose. Oh man, the Germans are going in for attack here in the year 1204. They attacked Anjou. And they do outnumber me by a few hundred. They do. As far as our army comp is, and this is the last turn here. Like this, I actually could lose points if I don't defend Anjou. I don't think I count as owning the province. See, it's different for Crusades and Homelands. I think that for Crusades, as long as I do hold that garrison and that fortification, I'm fine. But I'm pretty sure if I am just in the fortification under siege, I don't think that counts for Homelands. So this is actually, pretty important here, defending Anjou. And this is the one that I was worried about when I was pressing end turn. I realized that I was able to bring reinforcements to Aquitaine, but I realized that I was leaving Anjou a little bit, well, undefended, and here we are. So the Germans, their initial wave, so here's the good news is their general is a 0-star peasant unit. Okay, well. That's good. My general is a 6-star Giga Chad, 5 Valor, Hobbler. So nothing crazy, but the 6 stars is great. The Hobbler isn't that great. But I have 3 Royal Knights, 4 Hobblars in total, 4 Militia Sergeants, 1 Fearedman, 3 Archers. Like, it's a good stack. It's a good stack. Now, they have a lot of Archers, 2 Basic Spears, 2 Urban Militia, 1 Mounted Sergeants, so that's a quality, fast, well, not super fast, but it's a decent light cav unit. It can get, defeated by my cav corps for certain. And then their feudal men-at-arms, like, honestly, I guess their whole army does have armor upgrades, I just realized that, but still, I mean, my militia sergeants are a solid unit. And they can at least hold those feudal men-at-arms until my cav can get involved. So I like my chances here. And their reinforcements are, mounted crossbows is a good unit, but it'd be better if that was in the initial wave instead of that ballista. And then, peasants and a 1-man Royal Knight and a 6-man archer. Not worried about it. Yeah, so I like my chances here. This map looks familiar. I have been here before. Yeah, I like this. Big hill. I got my Hobblars in the forest. I have my Royal Knights in reserve out of sight because they are going to be behind the hill, so they can come out either side and support in whichever direction. And yeah, Fearedmen, Archers, Militia Sergeants in reserve, and then General in the back. Yeah, this whole thing feels pretty good, so let's just get my guys on the downward slope so that my archers can shoot over the heads of the men in front of them. And let me make sure that my line is straight here. That's not quite what I want. So let's look at something more like this, I think. And then, yeah, militia sergeants can hang out there. And then you can hang out there. And then general can just inch down a little bit further. Royal Knights chill there, and then Hobblars chill back there. Because if they miss my Hobblars, then we can just feast on those archers. Oh, shoot. I just realized one of my Hoblars is not concealed. Oh, shoot. Okay. Can they see them? Which one is it? Oh, it's you. Oh, you freaking moved or something. Damn. All right. I was wondering why they're like charging out. All right. We got to get out of here. We got a boogie, guys. So much for the trap. Yeah, let's try to get these guys out. Hoblars are faster than mounted sergeants, so they should be able to escape this. And that's too bad. But if anything, we can lead. You guys gonna run? It'd be cool if you did. Yeah, get back. You can run, and then you can run. If anything, maybe we can lead those mounted sergeants into a trap and have them get collapsed on by the feudal or the royal knights. But no, it doesn't seem like that. We're not gonna get that lucky. That's okay. You guys can just chill then. Let's just get back and posture and await an opening. Because if they're gonna like just go back, then we can just kind of go back to the forest and just see if they forget about us. My archers are now firing into the lead archer, and he's going to be really not loving life right now. Yeah, they're going to be hating every moment of this. Although, why are you guys shooting over the head? There you go, get into them. Yeah, they should be dropping quite fast now. And yeah, they just like left their guys like open here. So yeah, go gadget Hoblars. Just chew these guys down. Yes. Yes, feast my pretties, feast. You go there, and you go... You hang back. Yeah, I don't need to commit all of them, just get it, you know, just get the ones that I need, yeah. Yeah, feast, yes, get them. Get them, yeah, that feels good. And we don't need to get caught or anything. Just have your fun and let's get back. We didn't lose a single guy. That's awesome. Perfect. Yeah, and our archers are shooting now into these spearmen. Wonderful. Now that they have their infantry lined up, they seem to be happy just to let their archers just march into the face of my firepower again. They still have, they're not trying to overwhelm me though. They're just bringing up, like they have 3 archers here. Well, I got 3 archers with high ground. And my archers were not beat up by cav already. So, I mean, yeah, it's just tempting to go in again. Because they have their mounted sergeants on that side of the field. And their infantry, you know, like we'll see. We'll see if they're going to be fast enough to react to this and protect their guys. But we might be able to get a little charge in here and do some damage against these archers. Are we going to be able to pick them off? Yeah, just get back. Just watch out here. Yeah, alright, get back. Yeah, they're starting to react to this. So just get back. You get back, get back, get back. And then you get back as well. And then you get back as well. Yeah, you guys all get back. Because my archers are starting to run out of ammunition, and because they still have so many archers, I'm going to try to continue to get whatever picks I can here. Because the last thing I want is for me to not have any ammo and for them to have ammo and then just sit down here and shoot me. That would force me to have to charge down at them with my infantry, which is, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. I can win that fight for sure. I do have the tools, right? I do believe that my cav... Ooh, you ran the wrong way. I got you. Yeah, you're mine. I have to watch out for those mounted sergeants, sure, but if I can get those 30 archers out of the way, that'd be nice. And what about anything on this side? Man, those guys are wide open. It's very tempting to come down here and get into those archers. And are you going to get caught by spears? I don't want you to get caught by spears. Yeah, maybe just get back. Maybe just get back. This looks like it could be another good pick for us here, getting into these 40 archers with this full strength unit of Hoblars. Yeah, that feels good. Let's bring you down here as well. Yeah, we're getting into the cookie jar and it feels good. They may have had enough of these skirmishing shenanigans because they seem like they're pretty keen on marching against me now, and I'm okay with that. As I've said, I'm pretty confident in my ability to stop their march. I still have 1 unit of archers firing into them. My other 2 units are out of ammo. But if I spot an opening, I can keep getting into these archers. But the fact that they're not leading with them anymore, and they're kind of leading with their melee forces, makes me think that they might be ready to make an assault. I see archers getting further removed from their army, and I'm just going to keep picking them off where I can. And man, these mounted sergeants, they are not responding to this. Let's get out. Nope, let's not provoke them if we don't have to. Yeah, let's just get over here. And then, yeah, down here, we can just run down this archer unit. We can break these ballistas, in fact, as well. And, yeah, let's watch which direction those mounted sergeants go. And then I still have some hobblers in the forest as well. Let's bring them down. And, alright, so now they're starting to make a move. I kind of want to get my Royal Knights down here just to support if I have to. Because if I can draw out these mounted sergeants into a trap, maybe I can just destroy them, and then I don't have to worry too much. Ooh, they're starting to advance on my position as well, so I need to watch that. So let's come down here with you, and then, yeah, they're charging into my guys, so let's come down here and try to get them away. Yeah, can I get my Royal Knights? They're charging downhill, so I just have to get my Howlers. Come on, get away, get away, get away. And let's get up here so I can micro whatever's going on up here. Yep, got into my archers. Let's get up and charge into the field of men-at-arms here. And here. So yeah, they broke my hobblers, but we should be able to break their mounted sergeants. And then hobblers down here. Alright, field men-at-arms are trying to pursue my hobblers. Let's get away. Here, and then... yeah, let's just come up here at that unit of hobblers. We have broke their mounted sergeants. That's good. That's a good strike for us. So now they brought spears down, and let's get... so those mounted hobblers rallied. That's good. You guys got away. Perfect. You come up here, and then Royal Knights, you don't need to chase. You're not going to be able to catch them. So just come up here and get ready to smash something. In fact, you can smash these field of men-at-arms. Ooh, that'd be a good hit. Yeah, you can kill spears for sure. Let's just keep hunting back here. Let's come up here and just micro what we can. What's happening? Militia sergeants are beating field of men-at-arms. 2v1. Yep, that looks fine. Is it time for me to get my general involved? Soon, maybe. Let's see, Royal Knights. Okay, so we're charging the general. Yeah, I'm fine with that, actually. Yep, that's okay. And yep, we're killing them. Their reinforcements are starting to go away, so let's come down here and let's not blob up. Yeah, let's get my general involved, actually. Yeah, let's see. Yes. Come down here and feast on them. So this blob is fighting pretty hard. My hobblers, 10 hobblers, what are we fighting? Archers, spearmen, urban militia. I was hoping I could break them here. Do I need to send my infantry down here to support? Oh, I got Royal Knights right here. Perfect. You guys come in as well? Yeah, I'm probably going to be taking more casualties than I wanted to in this fight, but I saw an opportunity to get their general, and I wanted to take it. Now, this isn't a good fight for me, but if I could just break these spearmen, I kind of want to just capture stuff and make the Germans ransom stuff back to me. I've already captured 186 men, so the more I can capture, the better. And are we going to break this position? They're fighting harder than I anticipated, but let's see here. Maybe I have to get my general out of here. Yeah, let's get him out, and then let's get more Royal Knights in. There we go. There's the break. There's the break that we're looking for. Yeah, now they're fleeing, and now we can just run down all the remaining Germans. Perfect. Nice. That's going to be the battle. So we did kill 495 men, and we captured 416. We lost 173. All did pretty well. Yeah, the general got a point of valor for 57 killed, 35 captured. Let's see here. Hoblars, 1 point of valor, 129 taken, 8 killed. Royal Knights, 6 killed, 57 taken. Royal Knights, 16 kills, 54 taken. 2 points of valor on this Royal Knight. Pretty nice, yeah. 51 killed, 81 taken, nice. And that unit of Hoblars, did we lose a Hoblar down to the man, eh? Yeah, we did. Wow, okay. Yeah, that wasn't good, but overall, that was a good fight for us. So we taught the Germans a little bit of a lesson there. Don't mess with us. So yeah, we did get a ransom from that. Yeah, nice. Made 1,600 off of that. I'll take it. And yeah, insufficient funds. We're going to be seeing that message quite a bit in the future here because I'm just going to be building, you know, wherever I can all of the time. So expert defender here in Nanju. Nice. +2 command when defending. Nice. That's awesome. He's already a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's going to be a 9-star general when he defends. Holy shit. That's awesome. +10 happiness for him, for his province. Nice. Okay. Anything else? Anything else that's important? Secret blackmailer is not great, but not a big deal. There we go. Homelands. Yeah, 17 points. Hell to the yeah. Nice. Awesome. Awesome. So we're sitting at 90 points. And currently, so we don't have any other fancy objectives right now. It's just homelands and just conquest. And for homelands, it's just the places that we already have. So yeah, we don't need to for now. And I don't know what comes next. You know, after the early period, I really don't know what is going to be next on the docket for the English. So it's going to be all new to me going forward. I hope that I can kind of have a moment to catch my breath and, you know, just kind of, you know, play Civ, you know, and just kind of build my stuff and wait, what's going? Okay, I thought I saw a Byzantine army down here. I was like, what in the gosh darn's going on down here? But no, it's just a Byzantine emissary hanging out. Just saying hi to the Sultan. Cool. Yeah, awesome. Well, that was a very exciting early start, you know, early parts of the campaign. So far, this has been the most fun I've ever had playing this game. Yeah, this has been absolutely excellent, and I really enjoyed that challenge of juggling everything. And now I'm excited, honestly, to kind of play the game that I'm used to playing, where I just kind of build stuff and build cool stuff and make money. Kind of catch my breath for a little bit, but I'm not going to have much time. The Mongols are coming, and who knows what the next objectives will be. You know, I might be forced to take something or go to war with someone, and I already am at war currently with 4 factions. That has not changed. I'm still at war with 4 factions. So, you know, we're still balancing a lot, definitely. But for now, we are in a good place, and that feels very good. I can, like, take a big, deep breath, you know, a sigh of relief. It feels wonderful. And I hope you are all enjoying this campaign as well. But before I go, I just wanted to say that if you're enjoying these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. Until next time, this has been Conestep playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.